Think back to the early 2000s. Before high-definition glass screens and constant notifications, one company held an absolute monopoly on global communication. Devices like the indestructible Nokia 3310 defined a generation. They were reliable, affordable, and quite literally everywhere. This chart reveals the true scale of their dominance. Nokia controlled almost half of the entire global mobile phone market. Every other competitor combined struggled to match their output. That massive market share translated into a colossal physical footprint, projecting an inescapable presence over major metropolitan centers worldwide. Nokia functioned as the invisible infrastructure of daily human connection, an omnipresent default for billions of people. Then the timeline fractured. The year was 2007. A completely alien concept entered the mobile phone market. The core technological interface shifted. Tactile, physical keypads were abruptly replaced by infinitely adaptable glass touchscreens. The hardware itself was demoted. The phone was now a pocket-sized, software-driven computer that merely happened to make calls. An empire built on physical buttons and heavily invested in the old ways was suddenly forced to play a game where the primary rule was software. Inside the isolated executive suites of Nokia's corporate headquarters, the reaction was not what you might expect. Nokia's leadership was not blind. They had accurate data. They possessed the foresight and fully anticipated the touchscreen movement. But the company's own size created a massive internal friction. Despite having the correct intelligence, every proposal to pivot was met with layers of management and a refusal to risk their existing dominance. The executives faced a brutal financial trap. They had spent a decade perfecting a highly optimized, multi-billion-dollar supply chain for keypads. Pivoting to smartphones meant immediately cannibalizing their own massive revenue streams. Endless meetings followed. Leadership desperately sought a path that would protect their current quarterly profits without risking their future survival on untested glass screens. The immense, finely tuned corporate machine that secured their past success was the exact anchor preventing them from moving forward. Outside the boardroom, the public moved violently fast. Consumers immediately adopted the new interface, camping on sidewalks to abandon their old hardware. Nokia responded with defensive, compromised half measures. They released clunky, hybrid devices designed to appease both legacy users and modern buyers, failing to satisfy either. This graph maps the fallout. Touchscreen adoption exploded upward, while Nokia's hardware sales hit a ceiling and flatlined. As the app ecosystem matured, locking consumers into new platforms, the market gap became unbridgeable, rendering Nokia's operating system entirely obsolete. Nokia's leadership believed they were safely playing for time. In reality, they were watching their empire burn from the inside out. This financial chart tracks Nokia's stock value, as the broader market realized the fight was already over. The collapse was total. The monetary cost of their hesitation is staggering. In the fallout, over $100 billion in value was completely erased. The physical reality mirrored the financial ruin. Devices that were once ubiquitous faded entirely from store shelves and modern city streets. An empire built over decades unraveled in a fraction of that time, destroyed by a single strategic failure at the executive level. Nokia collapse shows that even with massive capital and accurate foresight, a company is powerless without the willingness to execute. Attempting a radical pivot carries a heavy risk of failure, but refusing to change your model guarantees a fatality. Any organization standing on the edge of a technological leap faces a stark, binary ultimatum. Survival demands the absolute courage to constantly destroy your own success before the future does it for you.